You need to hear this if you're planning to conceive. Last time, a 24-year-old female client came to our outpatient clinic. She's been trying to conceive with her husband for the past 5 months, but without success. If you or someone you know is planning to conceive, this video is for you. Let me start by asking a simple question. Should this client be worried at this stage, or should she wait longer? When is it appropriate to start worrying about not getting pregnant? And is there a more fertile period during which having sex can increase the chances of pregnancy? Follow me as I answer these questions in this short video. Let's begin with understanding the menstrual cycle. A woman's menstrual cycle passes through 4 phases. The first phase, menstrual phase. This is the time when you bleed. Your womb has been preparing to accommodate a beautiful baby, but when it doesn't, the superficial layer of the uterus starts to shed. This shedding creates the dark blood flow out of your vagina, known as your period. Normally, this lasts between 2 to 7 days. That's exactly the bleeding every woman experiences at the end of their cycle. I hope you got me well, right? After the menstrual bleeding stops, we move into the follicular phase. The term might be new for you, I understand. Hold on, let me simplify it. This is a time when your body shifts its attention to upbringing the egg to be released next time. During this phase, hormones stimulate the ovary to prepare an egg for release. Meanwhile, the uterus starts to thicken up again, ready to welcome a potential baby. It's like prepping a guest room for a VIP visitor. Next up is the ovulation phase. This is when the follicle ruptures and releases the amazing mature egg into the fallopian tube, ready to meet its potential sperm partner. Yeah, during the follicular phase, this egg was under great care in the follicle. Now, since it has been grown to maturity level, it is time to travel to the uterine tube where it can unite with its friend, the sperm, to make a baby. This crucial process is also driven by hormones and usually happens about 14 days before your next period. Oh, please give me your attention here. This is an unbelievable fact. Do you know that for every woman, the egg is released to meet the sperm about 14 days before their period? Just 2 weeks before your period. What? Yeah, that's universally true for every woman. Isn't this incredible? Of course it is. Let me add another amusement for you. The egg sent out from the follicle to the uterine tube can only survive for 12 to 24 hours. Guess what? If it couldn't get the sperm, what would happen? Nothing. If the egg could unite with sperm, you just expect a baby. If not, just nothing. The egg will die. 12 to 24 hours is too short, that's your worry. But do you know that the sperm can survive in the woman's body for around 5 days? That's the lutal phase. This is the final 14 days after the ovulation day, the day of egg release. Here, the uterine lining continues to thicken, waiting to see if the egg gets fertilized and transforms into a baby. If the egg changes to a baby, oh, the uterus will continue to grow and nourish the little one. If not, the cycle just starts all over again. Now let me take you back to the ovulation time. You remember it? Yeah, the release of the egg from the ovary. That's exactly on the 14th day before your upcoming first period day. That's when you are most fertile. This is the ideal time to have sex if you want to conceive. The egg is viable for about 12 to 24 hours, but sperm can live in the female reproductive tract for up to 5 days. This means that having sex in the days leading up to ovulation can also increase the chances of getting pregnant. The calculation is not complex. The fertile period consists of the 5-day survival span of sperm plus the 1-day lifespan of the egg, making it a total of 6 days. Simple, right? Let's break this down with an example. If your cycle is 28 days, ovulation happens around day 14. Your fertile window starts 5 days before ovulation and includes the day of ovulation. So, your most fertile days are from day 9 to day 14. If your cycle is 21 days, ovulation happens around day 7. Your fertile window starts 5 days before ovulation and includes the day of ovulation. So your most fertile days are from day 2 to day 7. I hope this helps you understand the fertile day concept. I'm sure you're wondering how to determine your ovulation day, which is typically 14 days before your period. Don't worry, I'll simplify it for you. Method 1. Calendar tracking. Use the calendar method to track and find your fertile window. I know most of you might not even remember the exact day your period starts, let alone the ovulation day, which doesn't have any visible signs. Luckily, there are apps designed to help you track this. Just download one and start logging your menstrual cycle. Method 2. Basal body temperature (BT) monitoring. Have you heard about measuring your basal body temperature? To identify your BBT rise during ovulation, measure your oral temperature every morning at the same time using a digital thermometer. When you notice a slight rise of about 0.3 degrees Celsius, ovulation has likely occurred. If your BBT remains slightly higher for 3 days or more, it confirms ovulation. Make sure you measure your temperature throughout the entire cycle and use a paper chart or an app designed to register your BBT. Your fertile window typically starts about 2 to 3 days before the temperature rise and lasts until 1 to 2 days after. Use this time for the best chance of conception. Now back to our client. Should she be worried after 5 months of trying? You be the judge. Generally, it's recommended to try for a year before seeking medical advice if you're under 35. If you're over 35, wait for 6 months before seeking a workup. However, if you are about 40, if there are known health issues or irregular menstrual cycles, it's wise to consult a doctor sooner. Remember, patience is key. The journey to conception can take time. If you have concerns, don't hesitate to seek professional advice. Before we conclude, I have one more tip for you. If you decide to start an infertility investigation, go with your handsome husband. Both of you are equally important contributors to the process. If you found this video helpful, please follow and share. Thank you for watching. Feel free to reach out with any questions or topics you'd like us to cover in future videos.